Hello everyone and welcome to my video series on Team Fortress 2 weapon guides. In this video we will be looking at the Phlogistinator. We will be going over the very basics of this weapon and go a little bit more in depth about it. So let's get started. Obviously this Phlogistinator is a flamethrower, primary weapon available exclusively to the Pyro class. Alright, let's get into the stats. It has a 10% damage penalty. So your damage ranges from 3 to 6 per particle. It cannot get any random critical hits, and it lacks the air blast function, secondary function or ability, as you may call it. However, this flamethrower tries to make up for it by having an alternate feature to it. Alright. So you'll notice with this flamethrower's extra feature, you have a meter at the bottom. That meter will take 225 damage of fire damage to fill up. And once filled, you can perform a taunt, and your character will perform the stock flamethrower taunt. During this time, all damage taken to him is reduced by 75%. And once the taunt ends, you will be given a guaranteed critical hit. Guaranteed critical hits for 10 seconds. So you can imagine 9 to 18 damage. So yeah, this flamethrower takes spamming flames and moving forward, or as they like to call it, W plus M1 to the next level, I suppose. Yeah. So as I said, let's see. It cannot use an air blast. It requires 225 damage to fill up. Alright. So but let's see. This flamethrower, although it seems like fires a ray that does not have any travel time or whatnot. This is just a cosmetic effect, as like I said, that light or ray of fire is purely cosmetic. What you really want to do with this weapon is pretend it fires flames like a normal flamethrower, because that's exactly what it's actually doing. You just don't really see the flames you see here. It's you really have to lead. You still have to lead your shots with it, because, like I said, the projectiles it fires are actually invisible flames that function identically to any other flamethrower. So yeah, yeah, lead your shots even though it looks like you don't have to. So I suppose that could be somewhat misleading, especially considering how the only visible thing is like that ray that is misleading. Alright, so like all flamethrowers, its afterburn lasts 10 seconds, 3 damage per interval, 60 total. It uses up approximately 12 to 13 pieces of ammunition per second. However, it can fire up to 22 to 25 projectiles per second. Reason being is you should probably, in case you didn't know this applies to all flamethrowers as of now. One piece of ammunition from a flamethrower yields 1.8 projectiles. So sometimes if you spot check and you rapidly tap your flamethrower randomly around your teammates or whatnot, you'll notice you fire a projectile, but you don't always use up a piece of ammunition. That is not a graphical error. That is not a glitch. That is just that's just like that. Like I said, how one piece of ammunition could yield more than one projectile. Yeah, more than 1.0 projectiles. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but if you were to be air blasted or knocked back severely by a scorch shot or whatnot while you're in the taunt, you will be given your crits. How do I explain this? Alright. Here's how it goes. Once the meter fills up, once you taunt, it starts setting off an invisible timer that's above 10 seconds. It was made so that right when the taunt ends and you're allowed to contribute again, the timer would go down to 10 seconds, and there would be your 10 seconds of carnage. However, if you were to be intercepted while taunting, that timer that is still above 10 seconds, and thus you will get a slight extra duration for your crits. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this well enough. So the point is, you get your crits right when you taunt, not when the taunt ends. So therefore, if you get intercepted, you still have those crits on you, and the best part is you're allowed to fight early on. So you'll have more than just 10 seconds to fight. So yeah. What was I? So the lack of an air blast is a critical part of this flamethrower. It's one of the most important aspects of a pyro in my opinion. So yeah, so that's a major downfall. You really gotta change your play style quite a bit. If you wanna have some consistent performance, you know, don't expect to run up to a soldier with this unless you know he's not gonna be able to take you down or for whatever situation or reason. So yeah. I think that's all I want to say about this flamethrower. Yeah. It was released in the Australian Christmas update, I think, 2011, but I could be wrong. Yeah. So once again, 225 damage to fully fill up the meter. Activate to get those crits. You know, after taunting all, 75% damage reduction when you're in the taunting thing. But however, that damage reduction no longer applies once the taunt ends. So yeah. I think that's it. Just an interesting side note: you can activate the taunt when the meter's full by either taunting You can activate the crits just by taunting normally when the meter's full, or using your secondary attack button. Either one, it works. It's up to you. So yeah. Well, I hope you learned something in this video, or at least found it somewhat entertaining. And yeah, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I really appreciate that stuff. So thanks. I'll see you all later, everyone.